Hey guys, again, sorry I'm late. I'm gonna get better at doing it first thing in the morning, but I'm really getting my rhythm of daily tasks in the house, and just getting my life in order is amazing. I'm starting to accomplish more and more. Again, it's the whole momentum and small steps every day yield big results. I'm starting to see that, and I've been doing great on the diet, but none of that's what I'm gonna talk to you right now. What I'm gonna talk to you right now is I'm a little fearful of a lot of justification I hear of decision making, when you don't decide to make the right changes in your life to get to where you're going. It's easy to justify things. Like, for example, when people have worked really hard and they need a break and they go, but I deserve this vacation because I've worked so hard. But if you can't afford it, you don't deserve that vacation. Somebody said that. That's just the truth. Go afford it. Go cash flow it. Go get the money for it. Then you deserve it because you could pay for it. So I'm only using that example because I'm hearing a little bit of people who are saying they want something but putting in half of the effort, not a full-on effort, not a full-on decision. And that's what the results are going to be, half-assed. You're not going to get what you are going after by being half-assed. And then you're going to justify decisions that aren't good decisions because you're tired, you're overrun, since you didn't set a goal that you're working towards, since you haven't changed your money habits, you don't see the progress, and then you just go, oh, well, I'll just put it on the credit card, this thing I want to buy or this vacation I want to go on. And it's like, no, like, until you're out of debt and until you have an emergency fund, you broke. And you shouldn't be going on vacation, and you shouldn't be buying things you can't afford. Your focus has to be in the right place. And it's funny because one of the challenges, and even the idea of us wanting to move, was to save money on rent. One of the challenges that I get sometimes is where I live with where we're at financially. And just so you know, when we did the math about moving, we would have saved, after the expenses of moving and all these things, we would have saved $3,500 this year. So saving $3,500, it's like making $3,500. But we need to make an extra $57,000 this year to get out of debt, extra on top of what we're making at this point in time. And the point is, what is $3,500? By no means am I diminishing if you can save somewhere in order to keep aiding. That's why we were even looking at that apartment, because it was like, okay, where can we cut back in every single area so that way we could achieve our goal as fast as possible. We have literally slimmed down everything. We don't do anything. We don't eat out. We've even worked on slimming down our food budget. So the 2 weak areas that I have is housing and food. But honestly, I think housing and food are just weak areas from living in Miami. But aside from all that, what are the things that I can control? And so we would have saved $3,500 this year. And at the end of the day, as you heard, I got a discount from my landlord, and so that made us stay, and we are so grateful for that. But the whole point is that what is $3,500 to $57,000? It ain't a make or break me. Moving isn't a make or break me getting out of debt this year, or what's it called? The choice, accomplishing the goals that I have set forth. So I say all of that to say we need to be careful on justifying things in our lives, and more so, hold on a second. Sorry about that. If I show you what was happening, here is my son. He's playing with this ball, and he ended up, not unintentionally, but knocking the ball down to bounce into the gym area, and hilarious and embarrassing. I hear you laughing. But anyway, what my point that I was trying to make is, look at your life, analyze every expenditure, and if there are things, and slim down everywhere you can. And if there are things you're holding on to, you gotta ask yourself why. Like, you know, expenses and purchases that you're still doing, why? And you gotta ask, does it make or break what's going on? The only reason we didn't move is because it doesn't make or break our situation. And we got a discount from the landlord. That's it. That's it. But, you know, to somebody in a different situation, that could be a make or break such thing, you know, some of these things. So all I'm trying to say is, don't justify bad behaviors with money. Be real with yourself and analyze every line item and see what's the slimmest you can go. And if there's certain ones you don't want to give on, ask yourself why. That's cool. Think about alternatives, be open to the alternatives, and then calculate. If it's not a make or break, fine, but be careful justifying and staying somewhere where you shouldn't be. And basically 2 years from now, you're going to be in the same spot or you're going to be somewhere else. 10 years from now, you're going to be in the same spot or you're going to be somewhere else. In 10 years, you can own a paid off house if you do the Dave Ramsey plan, because get out of debt in about 2 years, save up your emergency fund for a year, buy a house, and pay it off in 7 years. The average people pay off their house in 7 years with Dave Ramsey plan. Do you want to be with a paid off house and a positive net worth by like a lot, several $100,000 in 10 years? No, Joden, come here. Do you want that? Well, you got to make those changes today. You got to confront yourself. Look at every line item of your budget and see where you can slim down. And if you're holding on to some things, or if you're Jordan, no. If you're not giving up on some things or you're justifying some things, you're only setting yourself up to not make it. But I bet you, man, look, these people on the Dave Ramsey plan, they interviewed 10,000 millionaires, and a third of them never saw a six-figure income in their household one working year. So we're talking about 2 people working, both making, you know, combined under 100 grand, and yet they retired as millionaires. It's doable for all. It's not limited to any particular person, color, group, education, no limits. It's doable to all. If you follow the Dave Ramsey plan, you can retire a millionaire. Anyway, bye.